Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we're going to be doing a fun project together. So if you guys have not seen the video that I made around a year ago, sublimating on wood, then watch that here or here, I don't know where it is, but watch that first and then come back to this video. But if you don't want to watch it or you just want a recap of that video, what we did was I purchased some rounds from Amazon, just wood rounds, and we sublimated on the wood by itself. And then we found something that worked really well by putting a thin layer of polycrylic, sanding, and then sublimating on it, and it had a vibrant, cool design on the background that we were able to sublimate on wood. And a lot of you were curious on how that would work on painted wood, so I'm going to be doing that today, as well as kind of combining laser and sublimation together. I think it's going to be really cool to see if we can actually make really pretty patterns on wood. You can kind of take some things to the next level if you're able to do that. So let's combine both of the worlds I love together and come up with a cool project that we can make together. So what my plan is we're going to be making some really fun rounds that we can put either around the house or on doors or whatever. So we're going to be making a Valentine's Day sign, and then we're going to be making kind of an Easter themed, spring themed round as well. Maybe some Valentine's Day tags, maybe some initials for my kids' rooms. They like to decorate for holidays, so we're going to do that too. So let's just have some fun today. Let's go play around and craft together and see what kind of results we get. Okay, so now we're out in the shop. I'm gonna start with spray painting our boards before I cut them. So that way it kind of has the dark edges, which is what I kind of like. So I'm gonna spray paint the area that I need. For the 2 rounds, they're gonna be 10-inch rounds. And so we need to spray paint just a big enough area to fit those. And then the other stuff's gonna be cut in natural wood. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with our spray painting. This could definitely give you a workout. If you're ever wanting an arm workout, you just shake some spray paint. I have a spray paint shaker that my husband made me, but I do not feel like getting it out right now. So I'm just gonna shake it up. Who else just loves shaking spray paint cans? So much fun. So I found some scrap wood. It's a little bit over 10 inches, so this is gonna work perfect for our rounds. Always trying to use up my scrap wood because I'm a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to scrap wood. I have a huge stack of it, so I really need to be focused on getting my scrap wood stack cut because it's getting bad. And I need to definitely be using all these little pieces. So I only need one that's white because I'm doing a comparison between the two. But I'm gonna make 2 just because I always like to have backups. If something happens to the first one, I'll have a second one to use. So when it comes to spray paint, I always like to do 1 coat of the spray paint lightly. And then I'm gonna take a sanding block and I'm gonna sand over it, blow it off, and then I'm gonna spray paint again. So that will give you the cleanest finish and your paint will look smooth and beautiful. So that's why I do it like this. But we're gonna come back in just a few minutes once it is dry. All right, so now we have all of our pieces out. Everything's cut. These are our rounds and some other extra pieces that we're gonna be personalizing today. So now you're gonna take some Minwax Polycrylic. I like the matte. I just like the finish of this one, but you can get any finish that you'd like. So what we're gonna do now is take a foam brush and we're going to go over all of our pieces with the polycrylic, including our white pieces. All right, y'all, so as you see here, the polycrylic is coated on. I do want to mention that when you are coating that on, you want to go and look in different lighting and everything just to make sure that you coated the area really well, because really what that sublimation is sticking to is that poly coating. So now we are going to sit back and wait and just kind of let it sit in the wood and get really good and dry, at least several hours, and then we're going to come back and get our sanding block and kind of lightly sand over it, but we'll get to that part here in a minute. So let's go ahead and just let everything sit for a little while. Hey y'all, so it is actually 2 days later. I had absolutely no intentions of waiting 2 days, but my youngest daughter got sick. She ended up with strep throat and it took her out hard. So my kids are obviously my first priority. So I said I will get to that as soon as everyone's better. So she is better now, thank goodness, after she got some good medicine in her. And so we are back to it, but actually it's pretty good. The longer you wait, the better, because you're letting that polycrylic kind of settle in the wood. So that is good and ready to go. So now I'm gonna show you guys, let's hop on the computer and I'll show you guys what kind of patterns and stuff we're gonna be working with today. So hopefully it's not too hard for you guys to see here, but I'm just gonna show you all some of the patterns we're gonna be working with today. So I got a Valentine's Day rustic vintage paper pack. It's like a digital paper pack on Etsy. I can link it down below if you guys are interested in it. I think the colors are so pretty on it for our natural wood. So that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be having this striped one on the big round. And then over here, these are gonna be for the name cutouts for my daughters. And then these 4 are gonna be the ones we try for our Valentine's Day tags. We have the lighter colors for the white ones and the natural looking ones for the natural signs, or for the natural hearts. And then I thought this bunny rabbit one was so cute for the Easter sign that we're gonna be making with our white. So that is the one we're gonna be doing on this. And I just now realized, and I don't know why I didn't just think of this until now, that I cut the wording that's going on top in white. I was not thinking, so I definitely need to go out and spray paint those in black or some color that's gonna pop on that sign. But anyway, I'm glad I thought about that just now. But all right, so let's go ahead and get these printed out on our sublimation printer and we'll get going here. Okay, so now we're gonna take all of our pieces that we applied the polycrylic to that are fully dry, and we're gonna take our sanding block and we're gonna lightly sand over the entire area that we applied the polycrylic to. So you don't wanna sand it so much that like you sand everything off, but you definitely wanna kind of buff it in to the area. All right, so I have all the pieces cut out. So what you're gonna always wanna do is when you make these designs or have them on your software, you want them to be slightly larger than the wood piece that you're gonna be applying them to. So about 1 inch or so higher than each of the sides would work good. So how you're gonna apply them is you're gonna put your wood, so this is the white side, face down onto your design, and then you're gonna tape it down. And then when you press it, you're gonna press it like this. But we'll get to that part in a minute. But just make sure that you tape it face down onto your design and then apply the tape all around it. All right, now we got our heat press warming up to 385, and before you turn your heat press on, you're gonna wanna make sure that you set your wood piece underneath your heat press and get it to a good tension. You don't want it to be too tight and you don't want it to be too loose. So just get it kind of in that good, happy medium in between. All right, so it's almost the temperature, and we're gonna go ahead and start with our smaller pieces with the regular wood. So this is not the painted, we'll be leaving that for last. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is get some butcher paper. Butcher paper or parchment paper, and you're gonna wanna line one piece of it on the bottom to protect your press. And then remember, we're gonna set our piece flat. So where the wood or the paper is on top. All right, and then we're gonna close it, and remember to heat it at 385 for about 65 seconds. So when you see these, you might think your project's ruined, but it's not. So the next thing that you're gonna need to get, and I forgot to mention this until just now, is a bowl of water, just warm water, and a sponge or something to wipe this off. So I'll be right back, and I'm gonna go get the water that we need. All right, so I have my sponge ready and a little bit of warm water in this. And I got this at the Dollar Tree, so just something with a little bit of a rougher texture will work. So I'm just gonna show you on one of them how easy it is to clean off. All right, so as you see here, all of the paper came off, and I'll show you in better lighting here in a minute, but we're gonna go ahead and finish up our signs, and then we're gonna go into the other room and clean them all up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going with these. All right, so I just brought them in from the other room, and now we're gonna clean them up. So this one was slightly cleaned up, but we're gonna go ahead and just take our sponge and then the water and just keep rubbing them until all the white is gone. And you don't have to rub hard, it just needs a little bit of water. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Now we're gonna test out the white. This is what I've never tried before, so I'm anxious to see if it is gonna look good or if it's gonna be an epic fail. So we're about to find out now. Oh my my gosh, you guys, it actually worked. And look at how vibrant it is. But I will tell you, it did leave on the corners a little bit of like a rustic, it almost like peeled up the white paint just a little bit. And I'm wondering if I just needed to, maybe I sanded a little bit too much in that area or something might have happened. But it still looks so cute because you can just take a sanding block again and kind of go over all of the corners and it'll give it like a rustic look. But I love it. I mean, as you see here, here's the difference between sublimating on regular wood with no paint and polycrylic and then sublimating on painted wood with polycrylic. I can't believe this is done with just wood. That's crazy. Okay, let's go ahead and clean up the rest of them. All right, y'all, so here is everything all finished up. We added our little details, some twine with a bow, and some laser cut letters and glued all that on, and everything is finished up. So let's go ahead and go into the details and I'll kind of explain maybe some things I would do differently and the differences of each. So as you see here, here is our original way that we've done previously with just wood, polycrylic, and sublimation. And as you see, it looks exactly like the digital paper. It's supposed to have kind of that worn look. That's how the paper looks. But it looks great, super vibrant. And I honestly love this method just because it's foolproof and it looks great. And just don't fret when you see all that paper on there. Just remember to trust the process and it looks great. So if you're gonna look for designs that'll work well with this, I would look for something that you're okay with seeing the background in the natural wood. Just remember, if you see a design that looks like white in the background, it won't really look like you imagine, like this would. So if I put those bunnies on this one, you would see a lot of brown. So just keep that in mind, I guess, when you're looking for a style. But it looks super cute and I love it. And here is how our painted on wood did. So it's the exact same way as this. It just has the white paint and the polycrylic and then sublimation. So as you see around the edges, we have a worn kind of rustic vibe going here. So I don't know how you would really avoid this unless you sublimated first and then cut it out. So maybe sublimate it a little bit larger than your actual sign is gonna be, and then you can avoid that altogether. So that's definitely an option for you guys if you don't like that look, but I personally love it. I kind of like a rustic look. I think it looks really cute and it goes with my theme, my vibe here. So that is how this one turned out. I love it, and as you see, the bunnies look so vibrant and so cute. So this does work, you guys. Like, it is definitely an option, and you don't have to go and get any special sublimation wood. You can do it all yourself. So that's really cool. Here is how our initials turned out. Very cute. I could foresee a lot of fun projects being done with this if you want to even make a really cool name sign with some cool patterns and designs. So lots of options here. I think my girls are gonna love having those in their room with their Valentine's Day decor. And here is how our little Valentine's Day tags turned out. I think they look super cute as well. You could definitely sublimate a name during the sublimation process and personalize them there, or you could add a vinyl name, or if you have a laser cutter, you could put a laser cut name on there. So lots of options. Nothing warped, so that's a cool option because I used 1/4 inch wood. So I did notice last when I was using the 1/8 inch wood, it did warp when I was doing this whole heat process. So just know that if you do the 1/4 inch wood and then you lay it flat right after, you shouldn't have warping wood. So that is pretty cool about that too. Because normally I wouldn't want to sell it or give it to anyone if it was going to be warped, but these turned out really great. So what do you guys think? Which one's your favorite? Do you like the original style, or do you think that you'd be willing to try painted wood and sublimating on that? So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I definitely think this is going to be super fun to do lots of cool different projects with. So that was so much fun, you guys. Please ignore all the little bits of paper everywhere. This is a messy craft, so just keep that in mind. But, you know, crafts are supposed to be messy. They're not supposed to be clean. That's the fun of crafting, you know, just let it go and make a mess and you can deal with it later. But that was so much fun. I cannot get over how cute this turned out. I have a little spot above my pantry that I usually hang little signs or wreaths or something. So I thought this would be fun to kind of make for different seasons, and you could make them however you want. So I think that's gonna be super fun. And then our original way, so fun too. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys so much for 100,000 subscribers. I have a very special video coming up to thank you guys and a giveaway coming up soon. So I just wanted to stop and just say thank you for that. Y'all mean the absolute world to me. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be very soon. Bye, everyone.